Hey, you know what? I can, if I'm not gonna do STE because we can't do Blue Gem and Survive, then we can at least do the other neighbor achievement by setting this option on, and it needs to be checked, you know, filled in with the black here to do the creepy neighbor. And you know, I guess what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna sit around and, you know, talk for a moment, because that's, I have to make sure, probably about a minute, but maybe future journal will take care of that as we get into Azal Fatalist character exclusive Kyrie. So really just trying to survive here, but if we can do STE, now that we actually have Book of Gore for that, so maybe we can do it, we can. But in the meanwhile, Charisma, Dexterity, Charisma, Strength, sorry. Second Mystery, Knowledge, Dexterity, every single stat check anyway, and then Light check. Basically, seeing these four sigils, Dexterity, Knowledge, Strength, and Charisma, you have every single stat check. Perception does not count, there's nothing for luck, and there's nothing for funds, so we'll move on. But in the meanwhile, I have been just kind of going around looking at things. Do I want to do a cold shot, by the way? Yeah, I'll do a cold shot. Why not? That's probably going to hurt me, but why not? And you know what? When I'm in a kind of a writer's block phase myself, sometimes, I mean, I do consume other types of media to help jumpstart my brain. Now, that doesn't mean I'm looking for inspiration elsewhere, but it does mean that I'm, you know, when I look at other stories, I say, okay, what do they do well? Do they end well? Do the characters work well? Is there some kind of discourse around this series, IP, manga, show, TV show, movie? I don't often watch movies, but you get the point. I do what I can. Also, we're on Fatalist, I forgot. Is this Ward or Coma? I feel like this is Ward. What? No, this is Coma. Yeah, this is Coma. Is this Coma? Well, I'm gonna find out. We'll take arms now, though, so we can get something, and we're gonna now lose Doom for spells. That's fine, because there are not really a lot of spells I'd want to use anyway, but it is gonna hurt. So, as we move on here, yeah, I've just been in a little phase where I'm kind of like, how do I do a thing in my game? And so I look elsewhere. Oh, Asato is interesting, but I'd rather take the army knife. We'll take the out of funds in the face, and let's check one more thing. Seaside. Village, and I don't know for certain. I should have actually checked if there was the hospital pass here. I don't know why I didn't. No, so we do have Coma. I shouldn't have needed to have done that, but I did. So wait, it's too late. Village and Seaside. Yeah, there's no way for me to know, so I'm just gonna set the, well, what's our high threat level? Forest. I'm just gonna set it to the forest, and we're gonna move on. Otherwise, yes, I need to remember to do the neighbor achievement, and maybe we get the. If we can do STE, we can. It would be probably the best because we got Book of Gore. You don't often do that unless you're starting with a custom character. I need to keep repeating that because custom characters, you can give them two things to start with. Whether it's a spell, whether it's a perk, whether it's an ally, so on and so forth. And then if you need more, if there was ever an achievement where you need like 3 or 4 things set up and they're not all consistent, like getting a weapon from a store, like Carpenter Hammer last time, then you can just make events and give yourself certain things, but it's not guaranteed either because you can't force yourself to get certain things unless you can actually you can just, I think you can theoretically just make an enemy and have them drop an item specifically, so you know that, yeah. Anywho, on top of just giving a character like negative 1,000 doom so you can grind for something safely, because after a certain point the game does, I feel like I only feel 70% sure of this, but if you keep investigating a location, the game forces you to go through every event that exists there. An enemy. Things don't often loop on themselves. They can, but they often don't. So anywho, what are we doing here? Arms. So I think we just eat this in the face. I don't want to eat this in the face, but we're gonna eat this in the face. Also, if we accidentally skip an STE choice, yeah, there are certain things you can't skip because they're dependent on RNG anyway, but we'll do our best. You know, I should just do the hospital twice. That way I know for sure, because you won't get the hospital key. I mean, not that I meant. Why did I actually just enter this place? Anywho. Well, I guess we're gonna enter the doctor's office. Let's actually get rid of Void, by the way, so we don't take too much oof by Azal. But let's actually investigate the hospital. We took Seal of Bromel, that's right, because I took Kyrie's bag and just increased the Doom. The reason why, for those who don't know, the reason why there needs to be there was a Doom increase tacked onto Kyrie's bag is because without it, there were easier pseudo-infinites to do with that. So that's why, I mean, you can use it to grind for spells. I often don't, even though, yes, I use the history. Well, the difference between Kyrie's bag re-rolling spells as Kyrie and What was I trying to say? I actually didn't investigate the hospital twice. The difference between that and visiting the history club is that the history club rolls a spell and an item and a perk. Normally I'm not picking the perk anyway, admittedly, but I do look at the item, and sometimes, you know, if you get to the thingamajiggy, if you get the gruesome totem on a non-Akamanto run, then yeah, it's pretty cool. Otherwise, yeah, the tiny key would have been great here. Anywho. So yeah, I've been, otherwise, like in real life, just to end the topic as we do fishing upside down triangle, is that, yeah, I've been going through, you know, skimming through things, whether they're manga, light novels, so on and so forth, or adaptations of said light novels, visual novels and whatnot, and kind of juicing my brain with, putting juice in my brain, good little nutrients in terms of, hey, what is out there? I was gonna say, what can I do? But again, that's not correct, because normally I try to avoid doing the same thing as someone else. That's not, you try to look for innovation from inspiration, if that makes any sense at all, by not doing what was done. But again, I'm not saying that you can't do that. I'm just saying that I personally, you know, I don't feel like it's good for me to try and do that, because what I'm trying to say here, the other, like, kind of on a tangential notice, is that if you have the confidence to do something, like a popular genre comes out for a video game, specifically if we're talking about video games, then yeah, go ahead and do it. If you have the confidence and or the resources, you know, you might very well do something cool. But for me, however, I mean, I try to find some original. I try to do something a little bit more original, even if it, like, at this point, in this current day and age, it's hard to really do something original in terms of, oh, people are gonna try to associate something with something else, in this case a video game, with another genre that exists. But at the same time, it may not be fair, but you have to think about how the audience perceives something, whether you agree, whether they actually write about it or not, because it is going to affect how something is marketed. That being said, that doesn't mean I don't do anything by myself. Also, I just took 3 damage in the face just for no reason, but it's fine. I mean, we had 5 strength. There wasn't much we could do with the army knife, aside from hope. Maybe that was better for me, maybe it wasn't, but we'll move on. So it's coma here. If this is really coma here, I should just save it for later, because for all I know, I could be entering Flood or whatnot, or we do have Akamanto, but we also now have the experience rule, which means my doom is going to be in pain if I don't manage it correctly. So if I am about 2 to 3 investigations away from leveling up, it's probably better for me to do it, but again, who's to say, right? Because for all I know, I could just get smacked by Miku here and lose just as much as 9 to 8% Doom. Maybe. But again, I won't know for sure, and that takes a lot more. Nice 11 roll, by the way. That takes a lot more prediction capabilities than I'm willing to expend normally. That's all I can really say for the moment. We're just kind of cruising through. We do need more stamina before the end here. Do I want to visit the tree? Do I want to visit the tree? I need to repeat that to myself. We definitely need at least 1 dose of +2 stamina. Why do I'm saying everything in, like, a medicinal drug type form. I don't mean to do it that way, but we can survive like this, and we still do have Book of Gore. I just don't want to use it like this, so I guess hopefully we don't lose any stamina here. Otherwise, I mean, we have the painkiller and the swing kit. But yeah, so I see here. I think I can level up before the end. Let's find out if I can do that, because I forgot if I can do that. So with this, we can do 15 damage. That's unfortunate because it's not going to be enough. I can go for this, but no, that's a bit too much for me. So we're going to do a guaranteed kick, because this is guaranteed. Armor knife at base. If it is at base, I forgot to check if it was at base. It is at base. Or at least does 5 base damage, which means we can do Desperate, Prep, Strong, and Cuffs. Okay. I don't think we're going to be able to level up. I thought I was going to be able to level up here. I just did not take... It just so happened I did not take my own advice. Thankfully, we got the Crestfallen Mask, but that was not good. I should have investigated a few more times. I miscalculated. So, I thought I would level up before hitting, hey, let's go to the end. Even though probably the UI bug in terms of when you click something on the level up screen, you might actually just proceed onward, which would Azol me, but you know. I'm using I said Azol like verb form, but you get what I mean, I think. So funds, but Fear Festival. Funny enough, our Doom actually isn't that high, but yeah, as I said here, as much as I would like to do STE, I don't think we can. It's probably not going to happen because it takes too much. But it takes too much grinding when we're in terms of it takes too much grinding, and I could just get the neighbor achievement, which means I do have to kind of, you know, click out of World of Horror for a good moment. I feel like it was less than a minute, but just to be sure, and then we're not wasting too much time. Hey. So Future Jordan should put a timestamp in at some point. But if I don't, I mean, it's part of getting the achievement anyway. We'll include it in the video. But we'll definitely do that during Coma. So, yeah, we're probably going to lose, if we don't do anything else here, we're going to lose a lot of Doom. I didn't want to fight that, though, so hey, but still. So we do have the funds rule. Dexterity? Okay, good. And let's actually get rid of our funds now. Is there anything else? I might as well check. Curse, funds, experience, spell. Yeah, nothing much I can do about curses. The funds we can do something about, but yeah, we're gonna take upwards of 8% Doom, I think. So let's find out. Actually, it might take more depending on. You know, no, we won't get any experience. I'm going crazy. I'm really hoping to level up in the next mystery. If we don't, well, hey. We take this as well. So we just took a lot of Doom, by the way. Yeah, 10% Doom. We might actually just die here. So, you know what? We're not going to wait for the neighbor at all if we're just going to end up dying. But we'll see, won't we? I don't need to take experience here. We're probably going to level up during Coma here. Each item in inventory. We don't technically need any of these. I don't need the Charisma here. Maybe it would have helped, but we'll just do everything now and move on. And at the end, I definitely need to toss these funds away. But if I can keep my... I mean, I could have visited the police station to get rid of experience. Yeah. That was probably the biggest mistake I made if I could have done... If I had done that during Akamanto before the end. Because it's not like I needed these levels, but... Also, I can't actually fight this. I mean, I can fight it, but at what cost, right? Actually, don't I do 5 damage? I do. Never mind, we can. -3 all, but our Doom is quite high, so we need to avoid any other Doom increases. Meanwhile, 1, we are going to level up, but 2. And I keep forgetting I have Book of Gore. We definitely can't go for STE, we don't have enough Doom for it. I feel. Yeah, it's not impossible, but it probably wouldn't it probably would not be to my benefit. Also, while we have Book of Gore, we'll just do this again. And we're in a much better place, but our Doom is still going to rise somewhat. So thankfully, that took away funds for us. Unfortunately, we're not out of the woods yet. We got out of the woods and walked into a desert, and now we got cut arm sinew because, you know, a luck check is a luck check. But for the moment, 5 Doom and a whole lot of wishing. Do we have the second encounter check? We could actually survive this run. I think we can still meet the neighbor too. But we'll find out, won't we? We also have, I think we have actually cursed signs, so funny enough, casting Book of Gore will hurt me. Do you have the 6th floor? If we do have the 6th floor, we would definitely die. But no, we don't even have the second encounter check, so we should be perfectly fine here. No matter what, even if I were to quote-unquote die. But we have 8 knowledge, so we'll survive on stamina. We don't have enough reason loss, so we'll survive on reason. I just need to get the second mystery check right, which was scissors. And I think we can still sit here. If we can't, well, we're going to find out something today. So, without further ado, let us sit here for a moment. And actually just make sure. So, let's get to the last floor. And then we'll sit here for a moment. And you know what? We'll go over things. I mean, today is technically Tuesday, if we're looking at the, you know, when this video is coming out relative to when I'm actually recording. Which might seem weird because I think I did these recordings pretty much back to back because I wanted to test to see if I could get the neighbor. I'm trying to count up to a minute, by the way. But yeah, I'm not doing really much else. Still working on the game, still doing World of Horror stuff, still doing 2 other games, or I'm trying to do 2 other games, but yeah, my plate is full enough as it is. I don't know now whether or not I'll continue doing those things because I was looking at something else and I was like, can I actually do this? Because one of the games I'm playing is already pretty much big of a load as it is already, while I'm doing some homework just in general. So yeah, and then as I told you, getting into, let's just say, certain things. I looked at, even more specifically, I was looking into certain manhwa, so more Korean-based comic slash manga stories. And boy, one of them, I realized that one of them just kind of ended on a pretty wet raspberry. So I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I should probably avoid this. And you know what the funniest way to do that is there's a reason why most stories, movies and whatnot, or not most, but a good handful of them stick with the idea, especially in terms of manga, with victory. They end with victory rather than defeat. And yeah, when you end with a defeat, I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you don't do it well, yeah, people don't remember your thing as much. Really? That doesn't count? I have to actually be at the town screen? Well, if that's the case, then we're just gonna enter a run really quickly. We did survive that run, but let me just do this then. Hey, because really, if you want to know how this achievement goes, you basically turn on the weird neighbor, and then you do anything else. So, actually, let's get into the town mystery first. So, because you could literally tack this onto any successful run that I done in this series. So, again, we're gonna wait here again. Oh, future. I mean, I could cut this, but why would I, right? There's nothing else we're doing. But I mean, at this point, sure, you only unlock the Morike. Well, yeah, you only unlock the Morike outfit for Moriko. So that is all you see. I mean, I could display it, but at this point, you could just say, "Oh, Jordan, you're just being lazy and editing." And you know what? You wouldn't be too far off this time anyway. In this specific instance, but at the same time, this is what is involved. I swear you only need up to 30 seconds or a minute, or is it based on a chance? No, I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna do that first, just so we can see. But I'm pretty sure, unless I actually don't have the settings set. Actually, I'm gonna check that really quickly. Maybe I will make a cut.
You know what I didn't do? For some reason, I went off to do something. And yeah, look at that neighbor coming up. But yeah, there we go. That's all we need to do. I think after this it should save. Otherwise, it's still a relatively easy achievement to get. So with that, just to show you here, yeah, we get the Morike outfit. And without further ado, yeah, I need to figure out how to do STE. I mean, I figured it out. I figured out how to STE, but whether or not I can survive it in a regular run is a completely different story. So without further ado, if you want to support me, if you want to do anything you want, you know what to do. Obviously, you can contact me here, but the only other way you're going to contact me, I no longer have X or Twitter, in case anyone you didn't know. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Thank you. Bye!